High glass, yes. And this is actually the next day on our leaves and flowers. I let that dry overnight actually, and you'll see it's, if you haven't noticed by now, that what's really interesting about the colors, that just get a little different than obviously how they dry. But what I want to do, so this is my leaves, and my leaf from yesterday got a little dry, but grabbed another one. But what's fun is the you look at leaves and you see how much contrast there is. You know, there's a very light area, there's a dark, it moves this way. So, you know, they're quite interesting. You got some kind of texture lines in here, those are the veins. And even if you look real closely, you'll see how, you know, the this is more of an olive to yellow leaf. Okay, I kind of went more blue and olives in here, or actually just sort of a warm green, we'd call it. Okay, and but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring a little more contrast. So I let it dry, and we're gonna add a little more contrast to the now I'll pull this out here. You kind of see what I'm up to here in terms of colors. So I'm gonna go back to my palette here, grab one of my greens, this one, and again, it's always good to on the side of your paper someplace just to add a little, just to see, you know, if that color's right or not. And I want to get a little, let's see. There's a little darker green. Okay, so I got a little, in fact, you can even mix sometimes. You can actually mix your watercolor on the edge of your paper. Actually, that kind of works sometimes. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of shadow. Let's see, I'm going to get in here with this. A little bit of shadow. So this leaf is kind of neat. It's got the back side's a little bit of a dark to it here. Come back this way, and that's like the bottom of the leaf, and just got a little shadow to it. See that, like that? So all of a sudden it pops up from the stem. And on this one, maybe the inside here a little bit. So some of these really watery kind of places, you just add a little bit of a shadow behind it, and that'll pop out part of that one flower, or excuse me, flower, or that leaf. So I'm just kind of just a little bit of some details, some line work. It's down here. See what I've done? I'm making this the center. Now these get lighter back here, so I'm not going to touch those. I'm just going to basically focus my attention right here on this kind of this interesting leaf, or kind of this organic shape a little bit. Again, you kind of sometimes in watercolors, as with art, you're kind of doing the impressions of things. So that's going to be my main. Make that my main focus is right there in the middle. And I'll let these other ones in the background just sort of go to the back. And I might add just a little bit of some, actually I think it goes the other way. Let's see, look at our leaf. Stem, it kind of goes out. Like that. And again, I'm gonna leave these other ones sort of faint going behind me. So you see now you've got this darker contrast coming forward, coming towards you, and he's going back here, okay? So that's how you finish. So basically it takes about 2 stages to do, I think, a watercolor. You've got that first light part you put down, let that dry, and then come back and add a little darker, and that kind of punches it up a little bit. And you don't want to get too involved, but I think that's, yeah, I think that kind of works.